What's up everyone, this is Midnight Strike 3625 back again with another topic video. Yes, you heard me right, I am doing my first topic video since last April with my moderately successful innovation versus profit game theorist response, but now we're going to go off and talk about something a little bit more music related with something I'd like to call the Frontman Effect. What is the Frontman Effect, you may ask? Well, that's basically something I would like to explain as the band cannot exist without their lead singer, aka the lead singer defines the band's sound, or the band defines the lead singer, basically. You know, they can't exist without the other, and it's kind of like a little theory I have, and there are some little exceptions, such as with Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses, and AC/DC, where they picked up like 3 different frontmans, and they're still rocking it to this day. But of course, there are those bands such as Journey, Skid Row, and Black Sabbath, and Van Halen, where fans have outcried publicly and online and wherever else about the singer, basically, defining the sound, especially with Journey. Now, this is actually, listening to Wheel in the Sky by Journey was actually the thing that actually gave me the idea to do this video, basically asking all of you guys, do you think a lead singer defines the band themselves? Now, I know there's a lot more to it with the vocals and, you know, the guitars, the instrumentals, the percussion, the production, everything, but it seems like a lot of people single out the lead vocalist for the thing that they like in the band, the sound. I mean, a vocalist has an immense power over the rest of the band. Now, with guitars, it's been argued that you can tweak and you can tune them and you can, you know, make it sound exactly like the band, and even with the playing technique to a certain extent, and make it sound exactly like the previous member with instruments, but there's no way you can match the voice. And, you know, I kind of agree with that. I mean, I can kind of see where they're coming from, but then again, there are bands that are rocking it to this day that have had a different singer or different vocalists back in the past. But as far as certain bands like Journey, like Van Halen, Black Sabbath, like those kind of bands, they'll never be the same without their lead vocalist, their original lead vocalist. Steve Perry is not the original lead vocalist, but he's the one that they basically became famous with Don't Stop Believin', Wheel in the Sky, Separate Ways, Worlds Apart. All those songs basically define them. And that's the whole entire reason why I believe it was the drummer left. I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on it. I don't really know my Journey history, but that's the entire reason why he left in the 90s, the late 90s, was because he believed that there is no Journey without Steve Perry, and I cannot count the number of times that I've heard that. There is no Journey without Steve Perry, there is no Skid Row without Sebastian Bach, there is no Black Sabbath without Ozzy Osbourne, no Van Halen without David Lee Roth. Of course, there have been certain exceptions, like I said, with Black Sabbath. They completely killed with Dio. They were pretty good, but then again, that's Dio. So, I digress. I rest my case. And there have been certain exceptions where other bands like AC/DC, like I mentioned before, when Bon Scott died in a tragic alcohol incident where he passed out in the backseat of a car, choked on his own vomit, Brian Johnson came in and absolutely kicked ass, screaming his lungs off, sounding completely unique, completely different, and revitalized AC/DC for years to come. So there are certain exceptions, if you will, to this sort of theory that I have, at least, for a lot of fans. But when it comes down to such bands as Foreigner, 3 Days Grace, and all those other bands, it seems like a lot of fans have basically put their, you know, their coins, their cash on the lead singer for the sound of the band. So I want to basically ask you guys, do you think that a band is defined by their lead singer, by their lead vocalist, a la the Frontman Effect, like I like to call it? So that is my question for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. I basically think like what I have said and explained over the course of it. So that is my opinion. This is Midnight Strike 3625. Hope to see you soon. Keep calm and rock on.